Hello, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. So I'm seeing you walking away from something that maybe hadn't been fulfilling to you. Maybe you felt like time was up with something, and I'm seeing you walk towards an opportunity that you feel excited about, something that feels better suited for you. Okay, so we're starting off with Capricorn. I'm seeing Capricorn, I'm seeing the moon, and I'm seeing Libra. You may feel a sense of responsibility to correct something or to take action in some sort of way. This may be something that only you are aware of. And so you may feel in a way like that responsibility rests on you because of that. But before taking action, you want to make sure to ground your energy, because it's going to help you to come at this from the most effective standpoint. Because I'm even seeing something that you're working yourself up to getting the point of like saying, of calling out, of addressing, of articulating. But you don't want to rush ahead and do something before you're ready. You want to make sure that, like, from an emotional standpoint, you feel centered and you feel like you're in the right headspace to address something, to have a conversation, to say something that needs to be said. But yeah, I'm even getting this sense of like you being aware that something is like out of alignment, out of order, something is happening that needs to be addressed, called out. Whether this be like with you and yourself or somebody around you, and I'm seeing you be like, you know what, it's the right thing to do. I have to do this. I need to like get on taking care of this. And I'm seeing you like work to get into a space where you feel like centered and grounded and cool, calm, collected before you go about like taking action and saying something or bringing this to light, calling it out, whatever it is that you're doing. I am hearing the word impeach. I will say this as well, because I'm seeing another storyline unfold. If you're doing something that you feel like is affecting you, affecting your intuition, you feel like it's unhealthy for you, it's something like that. This is about kind of like straightening that out, whatever it is, and being like, you know what, I think this is like out of alignment when I participate in this. Like it's something that like the after effect of it, I don't like how I'm feeling energetically. And so it's something that I kind of need to like break away from. And there may be like a decision that you're making, or like you may be communicating with someone like, hey, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. Or I don't want to participate in that way anymore, something like that. And I'm seeing there be this notion of a message that's going to be sent, and I'm seeing somebody trying to like figure out how they're going to formulate that. And I mean, this can also be like a dynamic within a relationship as well. It's 4:44 on the time when I looked up. A relationship. It's like, how do I say what I want to say while being honest and being clear and also being grounded too with the message that I'm sending? Because I'm seeing you not wanting it to, like, maybe disturb the stability. Based off of something that, like, may have happened already, it might be time to just, like, bite the bullet here with whatever this is. Because even though you may not want it to, like, affect something, it seems like it's already affected that thing. And this can be, like, a relationship or a home setting, or something like that. Like, something that has some sort of, like, foundation. And it seems like whatever, like, has happened or has been going on has already affected this. It just may not have been spoken about yet. It may not have been, like, verbally addressed. And so now comes the time to say something about it, to call it out. Because it seems like if this is not addressed, it's going to impact, like, I'm seeing something happening, and I'm seeing it even, it's like, you know, when somebody, say like someone's hand gets, like, infected with something, it's like you have to use the tourniquet to cut it off so it doesn't spread everywhere. It's like something like this has been going on, and if the tourniquet is not used, like, if this is not called out, if this is not addressed, it's going to, like, affect the entire, like, body of the, like, relationship or home or foundation, whatever this is. So there's a sense of, like, needing to cut something off, needing to call it out, needing to address it, needing to, like, take action now about this so it doesn't, like, affect something more than it even has to. There's also a notion of someone maybe feeling like urges or impulses as well that may be spoken about too. Seems more than anything like this is about, like, bringing something to light. Because this can be so many different things. And it's also about tempering what this is that's been going on as well. Too, whether this be, like, maybe wanting something impulsively and being like, okay, like, I'm hearing myself, I understand that I want this thing, and I know too that, like, rather than feeling like I need to act on it, this is something that, like, maybe I can temper in some sort of way. Find maybe, like, another outlet or another way to channel this energy. And to manifest from there, from a space where I feel balanced. But you may be feeling a bit tumultuous or conflicted about, like, what it is that you want and what it is that you're trying to manifest. Because I'm seeing you not be, like, in a solid direction, maybe when it comes to something that you're manifesting. Like you may not be completely like set on something. There's a possibility of even needing to like potentially defend yourself in some sort of way. Remember, energies can be reversed as well. So let's look at this. So I'm looking at Capricorn, Moon, Libra, Sagittarius, Mercury. So there may be something that you want to engage in, something that you want to say, something that you want to do that when you connect with your intuition, there's this moment of being like, maybe rather than doing things in that way, I need to sort this out and I need to manage this and I need to transmute this energy to make sure that I'm showing up in a way that's in alignment with like my morals and my values and my beliefs. Because I'm even seeing, like in the very center of this, I'm looking at the Four of Wands, which is about like stability and harmony and marriage. It can be a relationship, a sense of commitment. And there's this sense of like wanting to potentially like regain or restore balance where like maybe something had become out of balance. And the fastest way you're going to do that is by manifesting within a grounded space emotionally so you can stabilize this inner conflict that you've been feeling. And I'm seeing something be called out about like either like you may be telling somebody something that's going on about like what you did, and if this is reversed, you may be calling somebody out connected with like their behavior as well. Like maybe somebody's like not taking responsibility for something. Maybe there's a lack of accountability. Maybe somebody's doing something impulsively that's impacting the relationship. Maybe someone's not listening. It's something related to like a person's behavior that is disruptive to like even the foundation of like a home or a relationship. And something needs to be made right here. I'm also seeing too that for some of you, there may be somebody that's coming through and sending a message, but you recognize this person as being like out of alignment with you. And like intuitively, you know this. It's like maybe a part of you like wants this or wants this person to reach out. But then your higher self is like, you know what, even though like part of you may want this, and this is maybe something that we can address about like the shadow or an attachment or something like that, we know that at the same time, like this energy needs to be transmuted, or this desire, we need to check ourselves here, because I know like what type of relationship it is that I want to manifest. And that's one where things feel like there's a sense of like integrity and equality and all of this stuff. And there's a notion of like maybe you do have an attachment or a connection with someone, but if they are out of alignment, it's about like getting yourself to a space where you feel like you're managing whatever's going on the emotional front to the point where you are reminding yourself about the value of your stability and quelling this sense of inner conflict that you're feeling, and also being very honest with this person too about how the way that they behave is unacceptable to you and also disruptive, and how you're not going to allow them to be like stampeding through your life and causing mayhem and disruption, especially when like you've worked so hard to build what it is that you've built within your life. I'm seeing too, like with this person, it may be a bit difficult to put on a brave face. Like I'm seeing you putting on your best brave face, but like maybe feeling like you're faltering. Or it's like when you have this conversation, you want to come off like really like confident and smooth with this person, but it's like in the background, you may be like really freaking out about something, or really worrying about it, or like maybe feeling upset about something. because this may be a move too where you're like, I know what the empowering move is for me to make, and I have to do this for myself. But emotionally, like, it may be another story. There may be something that you're working through. So this is also about, like, not allowing, like, emotions that we haven't processed and managed to impede upon, like, what we need to do for ourselves, and, like, finding the strength in, like, your voice and your intention and your empowerment as well. And really pulling through, especially when it comes to your standards and your expectations about, like, how you are treated and what you are allowing and what you are accepting into your life too. This person may want to work with you, but I'm seeing it be very, very important that you set boundaries, because although things may be unresolved with this person, I'm not seeing them be in an energy where they're really open to working on fixing things. I'm seeing somebody that's very much stuck in their own way and doing things that serve them. And even though they're, like, kind of showing up to work with you, at the same time, it's like their attitude is not right to be working with. They're not open to collaborating, even if, like, maybe physically they're showing up, but it's like mentally they're not open. So it's going to be very, very difficult to work with someone who's unwilling to, like, hear you and compromise and maybe even, like, accept or, like, take accountability for what it is that they've been doing. Because it seems even like this person is in a space where they're doing what's good for them. And so this is also something that you may be coming to the place of understanding as well, and maybe something that you were having a hard time seeing before as well. It's like, oh, they're showing up, so that means they're willing to, like, work with me or work things out. It's like that may not be the case. It's like they may be, like, physically showing up again, but the intention is, like, not really to compromise and work things out, and maybe even to, like, win, you know? And what is that? So I'm seeing, like, you taking space to think about this and, like, see it from all angles is definitely going to help you. And for also you to recognize, like, what it is. Because with Neptune here too, this can be something where it's like, well, I wish that they weren't like this, so I'm just going to pretend that they're not. It can be, like, a self-deceptive energy as well, where we don't want to, like, realize something or be honest with ourselves about, like, something that we actually know. But I'm seeing the more you're looking into this, the more beneficial it's going to be to you in, like, understanding the full picture of what it is that's going on right now, to see, like, all sides of the narrative. And it allows space for healing as well. Seems too, like, understanding the purpose of, like, why was this person brought into my life? What was I meant to learn from this? Like, what was the purpose of working with and interacting with this energy? What was I meant to learn from this? Because it may be something differently than you had initially thought as well. And I'm seeing, like, when you get to a space where you feel like you are healing, like you feel like you've processed what this is that has gone on between you and this person, it's like what it is that they're bringing to you, that energy, because you're healing that within yourself, this thing doesn't resonate with you anymore. And before you may have been feeling like it did, and then when you get in a space where, like, you're filling that hole instead of, like, wanting somebody else to, that is always going to fall short within this scenario. There's a notion of you, like, picking up and being like, I don't feel connected with this. I understand where you are energetically, and I'm understanding also that that's not compatible with me and where I am, and that this is just like delaying me and my storyline by hanging around with you and not really getting anywhere because you're not willing to work with me. I'm hearing it's a sad day. So this may be too something that you're like coming to the realization of. It's like by working on yourself and by checking in with yourself and being like, if this person stays within this energy, am I going to feel satisfied and connected and fulfilled by this? And like really looking within and checking in with yourself and asking yourself, like, is this something that you want? And this is too that notion as well of like when we need somebody to change, that's something for us to work on. That's something going on within the shadow space, within our ego space. Because all we need to be concerned with is our journey and our growth and our path and what we're doing. And us being true to ourselves and honest with ourselves. Yeah, and I'm even seeing something that you may have realized that was happening. I'm seeing something happening behind your back. Like it even feels like this subconscious shadow energy that maybe one had not been aware of. And it's like when you look within, you realize that like you had been sticking around. I'm hearing subduing, subdued. Sticking around within a situation where you were like cheating yourself out of like a reciprocal, equal type of relationship, hoping that like somebody would change or something would change, and still trying to like make something work that was clearly not working. As evidenced by the way that this person is showing up repeatedly and like the attitude and energy that they show up within. So I'm seeing you checking in with yourself and recognizing like this part of you where like maybe you hadn't been showing up for yourself. Maybe you had been putting like so much of a focus on like this person and the relationship and seeing it through a lens that maybe was different than what you were meant to see it as. There's this realization that's made about like your standards and what it is that you deserve, and also what you're not meant to be involved with any longer. Because as soon as you step into this moment of seeing things for what they are, I'm seeing you prepare yourself to walk away from something, and in retrospect realize like you were not meant to be continuing to exchange energy with this person any longer. And something needed to end because it was out of alignment, and karmically like that was what was meant to be happening. It seems very much like this was not something that was meant to be like forever or long term. It had its cycle and it very much played out here. I'm looking at Neptune, Aquarius, and Virgo. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.